Ahoy mateys! Pirate Ted here, and today I'll be talking about the new pirate porthole on the Jolly Roger telephone website. Most of our tutorials are for first-time users, but this video will be specifically geared towards Jolly Roger customers who have been using our service for a while and now want to learn about the new pirate porthole. We've got a lot of material to cover, so I apologize if this tutorial is a bit longer than our usual ones, but hang in there because you're going to get a lot of really useful information. So first of all, from all of us at Jolly Roger Telephone Company, a big thanks for helping us with the battle to make the world safe from telemarketers. We greatly appreciate all of your support, and we are very happy and proud to have you join us for the new version of our website. We decided to make an introductory video just for you guys because unlike new users, when you first log into the Pirate Porthole, you will find lots of pre-existing information. For example, a log of all your past phone calls. But a user who signs up today won't have any pre-existing information in our system, so many of the pages, like the call log page, will be empty to start with. So for this tutorial, I'll be logging in with an account that I've had for many months, because like yours, it will be pre-filled with past data, and you can get a good idea of what your account setup will likely look like. If you are watching this tutorial, you probably received an email from us inviting you to log into the Pirate Porthole and give the new site a try. The email includes a link for you to log in. When you click on that, you will be presented with a login page. Use your email ID to identify yourself, and then click the Forgot Password button. You will then see the Forgot Password page. Enter your email ID again and click on Get Password. You may have to wait a minute or two, but an email will be sent to you with a link for changing your password. Okay, so here's the email I received. I'll click on this link and you will see a Change Password page. So I'll just change my password, and now I'm able to log in. And of course, once you are logged in, you can change just about anything associated with your account. So at some point, if you like, you can set up a username instead of using your email ID to log in. But okay, for now, let's just take a look around the Pirate Porthole and see what's available. So immediately after I log in, the interface changes and I get a dashboard of options across the top. Let's briefly walk through each of these options, then I'll go back over the main pages and explain them with a lot more detail. As you can see, when you first log in, you are presented with the My Numbers page. This page contains all of the numbers associated with your account and allows you to modify settings related to each number, such as the robot which will answer, the type of phone, and the number itself. Next on the dashboard is the Call Log page. This is where you go to review all of the calls you have received. Since you've been using Jolly Roger for some time now, you will find that this page already has a whole bunch of calls on it in chronological order from newest to oldest. If you want to see more, just go to the bottom and click on Load More Calls. We'll talk more about the call log page in a minute. Now let's look at the next option on the dashboard, the Whitelist and Blacklist page. The Whitelist and Blacklist page allows you to customize how Jolly Roger handles calls from specific numbers. Because you've been using the service for a while, you're going to find a couple of numbers already listed here. How did they get here? Well, remember all those emails we've been sending you that include links that say things like, click here to have Jolly Roger Telephone ignore calls from, or click here to have Jolly Roger answer calls from, with a random robot. Well, we've been using these links to build a whitelist and blacklist for your account. Now you can see all those numbers you selected in one place, and add, change, or delete them with ease. I'll come back to these in a minute, but first let's finish up on the dashboard. Next up is the Settings page. This page lets you tailor services that they suit your requirements better. For example, now that you can log on to the Pirate Porthole, you may want to use the email settings to cut down on how many emails we're sending you. Since I use Pirate Voicemail, I only like messages that tell me about my email. I don't want to receive any other email messages, so instead I'll just log into my Pirate Porthole every once in a while to listen to the recordings that have been generated by telemarketers calling robots. The next setting I want to configure is the time zone. I'm on Pacific time, so I'll set that accordingly so that when I look at the call log, the date and time of each call will accurately reflect my time zone. The next setting controls which page you see when you first log in. The default is the My Numbers page, but I personally prefer the call log page, so I'll set that up now. And since I like to know immediately if a real person is trying to reach my cell phone, I'll toggle that last voicemail. Last up on the dashboard is the Profile page. Here is where you'll want to create a friendly username for yourself if you prefer to log in by username than by your email account. Also check that the country we have selected for you is correct. By knowing the country, we can do better error checking for you when you enter numbers into your whitelist or blacklist. As you can see, this is also the page that you will use if you need to change the email address we have on file for you. Okay, so that completes our quick tour of the dashboard. Now let's circle back and check out some pages in more detail. Let's continue by going back to the My Numbers page. Existing users like us have had a couple of phone numbers in the system for a while now, but even old sea dogs like us have a couple of things we're going to want to do to complete our configuration so that we can use all of the available features. Let's start by adding a label for each of our numbers. It's easy to do that and makes the porthole friendlier because we can see at a glance some helpful descriptions of each of our phones. Watch as I change mine to have friendly names. I start by clicking on anything of a row or a line to open up a box which allows me to edit the values for that phone number. Now I will change the label to something that helps me recognize the phone at a glance, something like wife's cell phone for this one. And then I click update and you can see the change. Now let me quickly do the others. And now you can see how when I look at my Numbers page, I find these helpful descriptions of each of my phones. Now I did that kind of quickly, but you probably noticed that when I open the box there are a bunch of other values I can change. Let's take a look again, and this time I want you to focus on the type of phone field. In the past we did not know anything about your phones other than the phone number, but with this new Pirate Porthole we would like to know the type of phone that each number corresponds to, because then we can help you with configuration tasks, because we'll know exactly which features will or will not work on that particular phone line. For example, Pirate Voicemail only works for cell phones. If you tell us that one of your phone numbers corresponds to a cell phone, then we will have to be sure to give you an option to set up the Pirate Voicemail. So let's quickly go through my phone numbers and fix the settings so that each one reflects the correct type of phone. One very important note, if while you were doing this you notice the message at the bottom of the box, Unmapped Landlubber or Pirate Voicemail, then please take the time to fix this. It's pretty easy. What the message means is that at some time in the past we gave you a special number to increase the reliability of your phone number or simultaneous ring. But we have no record of which phone number you are using this for. For example, there are 3 numbers in this account, but which one is using the Pirate Voicemail? I know this, but I need to tell the Pirate Porthole so that my old Pirate Voicemail number can be properly associated with the right phone. So click on the link for the contacting support and just send them a quick note. So now that I've got my numbers set up all nicely, I'll check out the rest of that page. I note that I do not currently have any subscriptions for my business. The numbers we looked at are for my personal numbers, so that's correct. And that I can see my balance for Summon a Pirate. That's helpful. And I take a quick note of all the nice and helpful links here, all in one place. Let's move on to the call log page. We have a nice tutorial on using this call log page, so I won't spend too much time here. But I do want to mention that because this is probably the first time you are seeing all of your calls for the past several months or weeks all in one place, you may find this page a bit overwhelming. One easy way to tackle this is to use the filters. I recommend starting with a filter by dialed number. That way I am able to look at one phone at a time. For example, if I just want to see calls to my home phone, then I can filter the list like this. So now all of the call logs on the page are for one particular phone of mine. So filters are a great way to make one call log more manageable. Do I want to listen to a call? I'll just click the play icon. I haven't bothered to include the audio for this recording in this tutorial, but try this at home for yourself and you'll see how nice it is to have all your recordings nicely categorized and available in one place for review. The only other thing I'd like to point out about this page is that if you're wondering what happened on a particular call, it's helpful to look at the disposition column. In this column we explain what we did with the call and why, and if the short description isn't very helpful, just hover over it to get a longer and hopefully better description. So now let's return to the whitelist and blacklist page. To understand all of the things you can do with this page, you should watch our tutorial dedicated to this topic. But for now, let's cover a couple of things that you, a long-time user, may encounter. First of all, notice that you probably have a couple of numbers in the whitelist numbers column. These were added in the past whenever you clicked on a link in an email to always allow a particular number. The same goes for the numbers in the blacklist numbers column. You may have a couple of these. So while you're reviewing this list, if you notice any duplicates, go ahead and delete them. Some duplicates may have snuck in over the past couple months, and there's no reason to make this list any longer than it needs to be. To delete them, just click on the garbage can icon next to the number. Now take a look at the whitelist patterns box. Since this is a new feature, you won't have any numbers stored here. But the nice thing about patterns is that you can specify a whole bunch of numbers in one line, so instead of needing to list each number individually. For example, I have a lot of friends in Toronto, so I'll allow any 416 numbers through by creating a pattern for it. And now I don't need to have all of the 416 entries in my whitelist, so I can delete them and shorten my list. Obviously I can shrink my blacklist this way too, making my list much shorter and more manageable. For blacklisting, I can also choose from a bunch of special options which may allow me to further simplify my blacklist. For example, if I want to blacklist all toll-free numbers, then I can just click on that option. Then to shorten my blacklist numbers, I'll go ahead and delete any specific toll-free numbers I have on the list. Last but not least, if I'm not sure how the rules will combine to either block or allow a particular number, I can just try it out by using the Test a Caller ID button. For example, let me try a number that I think should be whitelisted. Okay, so that completes our not-so-quick tutorial of the pirate porthole for old-time sailors like yourselves. Hopefully you have found this helpful, and once again, this is Ted the Pirate. Thank you for your time.